Great Thursday morning to each and every one of you. I wanted to make sure I made this post as well as what I have on Facebook Live. You can find me on Elaine James, certified relationship coach, business coach, and life coach. Those are three different things. I haven't really explained what those are. A lot of people say life coach and they try to, encompass everything. That's not the case. They're definitely different. But the reason why I wanted to come on here this morning is I wanted to discuss why I'm a Republican, why I support Trump. I watched a speech yesterday that President Trump gave to several young people. And one of the most powerful things that I took from it was he talked about untapped potential. He talked about ask questions, and that whatever your passion is, be flexible enough to understand that sometimes you may have a little bit of detours or a little bit of changes, but don't quit. And that he talked about he does not hang around people that are quitters. And it touched my spirit because it triggered. And I didn't realize it triggered anything in me. It triggered why I support being a Republican and being a Trump supporter. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of excerpts about my life. When I was a young lady, when I was a little girl, I didn't know, again, about racism. And I talked to you about the different businesses that were owned by many diversities and ethnicities. It was when I became an adult that I started to receive the programming of black hatred towards white people. It became the programming that I hated to see a black man with a white woman. It became the program that I hated to see a white woman with blonde hair because she thought she was more beautiful than I am. It became to be the program that dark skin versus light skin women was prevalent. It became to be the hatred that when someone moves up one step, oh, they thought they're too good, or that we need to make sure we pull them down. It became to become the program where if someone has something nice, we want to make sure that they lose it. One of the greatest regrets of my life because of the program, because of trying to fit in a society that has taught me these things, is that I didn't want to be disloyal to black people. I fed into the hatred and the anger. I fed into the dislike. And what ended up happening was I gave up one of the greatest loves of my life. I never married. He was white and Italian, but I was so afraid of losing people. But this individual encouraged me to have my own business, to get my degrees. He told me I could be the top of the world. I met his family, brought his family several states down for me to meet him. And I just knew he was the one. I wanted to go with him, but because I was programmed, I lost him. So let's talk about years later. Some of you are aware that I did a video about how I lost my job at State Farm, and me and the supervisor, Lisa, don't know where it really went wrong. But then I realized something that was very true, because Trump talked about untapped potential. And sometimes people don't want to see you have your potential unleashed. I'm going to be very raw. When I was at State Farm, all they talked about was how Trump was a racist. You either conform with being a Democrat, the Falcons will win. It was very hard being in that environment. I had my Republican friends, Miss Phyllis, Wendy, Linnell, all of them I could talk to. They were my go. And then I had my businesses I was trying to work on. But what hurt me, and I'll tell you what hurt me, was to sit across the table to see a black woman intentionally fire me and not give me a chance, she was just not in her rational mind, but her hate, her jealousy, the same programming that tells you to take a knife and stab your own brother and sister and leave them bleeding, that they will never succeed in life. that you will block them from whatever happiness that they have, and then hide behind some type of rule or guideline where you didn't even establish any type of chance for that person. Lisa didn't have compassion when I lost my family. She didn't have compassion for nothing. All it was the hate spewed so bad, she didn't want nobody to get to know me. And I sat across the table and I did not open my mouth, and I looked and I said, now, at this point, here I am at 44, a whole year later, I know what happened. I could not believe that another black woman let hate and dislike, and because I have a different choice of political belief, becomes so much of a hate built inside of her that she rather see me destroy and lose it all. I think this happened to Sheriff Joe, and I'm not saying his name right, Arapahoe. He was about to win an election. What did the Democrats do? Set him up. Because it's something in us that we as black people hate each other. It's something in us, we don't want to see each other succeed. And if we do succeed, we don't want to get to the point that we want to associate with any of our own. I remember the time when my light bill or my rent was short, or I needed food. I go to a black church where their emergency fund is depleted, or that I have to wait a whole nother week to Sunday and pray that I might catch them on a couple hours of the day in the church. But when you go to a white church, when I went to a white church or a Jewish church, and yes, it is the truth, a white or a Jewish church, they had a pantry. They had funds that were set aside for the community. They didn't ask me what my political affiliation was. They didn't ask. All they wanted to know is, do I love the Lord? And even then, all they wanted to do was save my soul. I don't understand. I don't understand. We betray ourselves so many years by this stupid programming. And then we justify somebody like Maxine Walters getting up here knowing that we went through the same thing and saying that it's okay to threaten, block somebody, and push them back. That was too much for me, because I refuse to be a part of a party that projects hate. I won't do it no more. See, I was at a job where they told me that, how did they say it in so many words? I was moving too fast for them. Everything that I seemed to touch, I was just good at it. How did that happen? How do you know so much? I was even told that I had a written email and I had information where they told me that I couldn't take a continuing education units because I was getting too smart at my job. See, while they were gossiping, while black folks were gossiping and talking about each other, I was over there sitting there studying, and they got mad because all I would do is say hey and goodbye and keep studying. I kept to myself intentionally. I have tried to patronize and support black and minority businesses. I went to several mechanics, 2 black, 1 Mexican. None of them want nothing with me. But before they found out who I was and what I was about, they took my money just fine and they did the work just fine. So now my new mechanic is 35 to 40 minutes away. And he didn't ask me what your political affiliation is. He didn't ask me what my color was. Now I got a mechanic all the way in Alpharetta. I got one over here in Cobb, but he's white, and he takes care of my stuff. And I said, this is what you forced me to. I'm trying to support you, but you don't want me to support you because you're so stuck in your hatred. So here's what I'm saying to you. When I was going through what I was going through, I felt that it was safe being an Uber and Lyft driver because of the simple fact, all I gotta do is pick up people or deliver food and keep going. I knew I had to clean up me because I knew there was something in me that I knew wasn't quite right. And then Trump hit it on the nail. It hit me, it pierced my spirit. When I didn't have a job, do you know who gave me business cards and told me to work? Every other race except for a black person. I'm part of the Cobb County Republican Women's Party. And this beautiful woman, D. Gay, through all my mess, kept sending me job postings, linking postings. She never gave up. But I was still reluctant. When I go to our Cobb County meetings, and then we have our chairman, Jason Shepard, when I see powerful veteran women and speakers like Donna Rowe, and I'm around that greatness, and you know, Miss Donna Rowe invited me into her house. They didn't treat me like I was strange. They didn't treat me like a crap. They wanted to know, well, Elaine, what else you gonna do? What do you want to do? And I wasn't used to that because I was programmed to hate. But I'm not doing it no more. I woke up. I gave so much to a group of people in an environment that every day I walked in that job, it was either Ossoff winning the campaign, Trump a racist, every day that was going on the floor. And they knew, and I stood, and they knew I was a Trump supporter because they knew I went to the inauguration. Yes, I did. And I was a selected ambassador, and I was proud of it. And you know what? They literally began to hate me. But I wasn't paid for nothing. I went. I came to this point in my life as this. I didn't really want a job. I didn't want it. I like, being able to go in and out and devote my time and share information. I share information with everybody to see who's going to take it and run with it. Who's going to take it and it click in their mind. You know what? This woman she could be asking for us to pay her to teach us things about land and legacy and things like that. But she's just giving this stuff freely. I wanted to see what especially minorities would do with it. And all I see and hear was people say, oh, that sounds great. That is true. And we do nothing. So enough of the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, the racism that is here is coming from our own inner demons. We hate ourselves. We pull down ourselves. We do not lift each other up. And when somebody's trying to lift each other up, guess what? We want to tear each other down. You have not given me a solid reason as to why Trump is considered a racist. Why y'all hate him. And all I'm saying is facts. And like I said, I respect your opinion. I respect your thoughts. You can call me a lost person or whatever you want to call me. But at the end of the day, if you don't have facts, if you don't have reasoning, if you don't have justification why I should pick up a stone and stone our president of the United States or stone the Republican Party, then you know what? Just like I would, you need to drop your stone too. So this point on, I come to the realization I quit. Because I was so hurt looking across the table at another black woman doing it to me. When I should have been the last one she done it to. I could see if I was missing work. I could see if I didn't do my work. I could see if anything. She made no effort. She let the adversary ride her spirit so bad. All she wanted me was out. What the greatest betrayal there is. But guess what? I'm okay. And so I'm so busy hurting. Here we got events I was afraid to go to because I was afraid to let people get to know me. But that won't happen no more. I will be more present. I will be already starting a campaign for Trump. I will be working to encourage minorities, women, other leaders to come and join with us, because I'm a firm believer after a while the Democratic Party, it is not going to be no more. If it be some, it ain't going to be much, because the lies are going to find you out. The greatest leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King, Sojourner Truth, Abraham Lincoln, they were Republicans, not Democrats. But we want to believe of the mess, and we're being lied to and programmed, and we've been programmed so much by our own prejudice and our own hate. We don't have no legacy to show for it. We are self-destructing each other. But we'll pay for LeBron James tickets or Jay-Z and Beyonce, but we won't even establish a future or a legacy for our kids, for our community. Well, no more. And what God has for me is going to be for me. And if you can't sell, if my husband end up being of another race, then tough luck. I'm going to be happy for me. If you can't accept that I'm a Trump supporter and I'm a conservative, well, tough luck. Because this time I stand with my brothers and sisters, and I have been doing them unfairly, because I have been stepping away, backing away, because I was afraid of the hurt. And they ain't gave me no reason to hurt me. None. I'm blessed that they allowed me in. I'm blessed that they're trying to get to know me. In my mess, it was these Republican, Cobb County Republican women. It was the county. It was people that even when I walked in the door and some people were snarling and saying certain comments, they were still the same people that say, give her a chance. She going through. Thank you. So I am going to stand firmly for Trump. I am going to stand firmly for the Republican Party. There may be times that we may disagree or agree, but guess what? I stand behind their decisions, and that's that. The line has to be drawn. God bless each and every one of you. And may heaven smile upon our leader, our president of the United States, our administration. Bless this United States of America, the America that I hope that I see again when I was a little girl. Bless these world leaders. Thank you so much for opening your heart to allow our president to come and meet you and talk with you and dialogue with you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless this world, that everybody has prosperity and happiness, and that they be true to who they are. So this video is to let you know I'm going to be true to me. Bless those that are fallen. Bless our military, our law enforcement, our leaders. We overlook the greatest thing that people can do when they lay down their life and they don't know who you are, and then they don't know who I am, and they lay down their life for the principle of freedom. That means a lot. So if I'm being snowed, okay. Until the Spirit and God show me differently, there is nothing to be said. God bless. Take care. Have a wonderful, prosperous Thursday. Take care.